Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. Now, here's John Truman Wolfe.
All right, folks. Hi, this is John Truman Wolfe with the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. Thanks for being with us on this Thursday afternoon, 4 o'clock, a little bit after 4 o'clock here in Southern California. We broadcast from the mountains north of L.A., from the Los Padres National Forest. Supposed to snow over this weekend, so things a little different than downtown Los Angeles, but welcome. Hope things are well where you are. We start the show today, as we do every week, with a review of the financial stats for the country. And I don't know, I'll tell you the truth, I don't know whether, almost all the markets are up and up very strongly. So the question is this because the Democrats kind of had a bad day? By kind of had a bad day, they were supposed to take a bunch of House seats, and last time I looked, the Republicans were up 4. There was very strong talk that they would take the Senate. That didn't happen. They gained 1 seat in the Senate. On the other hand, I think if you look, obviously the presidential election isn't over as we broadcast. Trump has filed a lot of lawsuits. Depending on how those come out, the election will come out. But right now, I think Biden probably has the upper edge in that. So the question is, are these markets strong, super strong, because Biden has an upper edge in the presidential election, or because the Democrats kind of got their congressional clocks cleaned? I don't know the answer to that. What I do know is these markets are up and up strongly. The Dow at 28,390, up 542. That's a strong day. S&P 3510 up 57. The NASDAQ 11,890 up 300 points. So the equities running today very strongly. Moving over to gold, whoa, 1946 up 47 points. Dollars per ounce. I say points, dollars per ounce. Very strong for gold. Silver even stronger, up $1.46 to 25.18. So gold and silver up, the equities up, and how about our friends over at the cryptocurrency world? Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, was up 11% to 15,599. So it was trading in, it broke 12 just a few days ago, and that was a big deal. And then it inched into 13, 13.3, 13.4, 13.5. Today, up 11 points to 15,599. What are the Bitcoin investors thinking? What is driving that market? That's I don't know. I mean, it's about the strongest I've seen. Ethereum up 281 to 413. Ripple up 289 to 24.5. We'll come back and talk about what this all means right after this. Stay with us. I'm John Truman Wolfe.
In this time of global uncertainty, you need sound financial information to keep your investments, your future, as safe as possible. The Strategic Financial Intelligence Newsletter, created by John Truman Wolfe, #1 best-selling author and renowned financial consultant to governments around the world, is your most valuable asset. A monthly goldmine of the vital insight and insider information you need to stay on top. Right now, financial security is critical. That's why, for a limited time, we're dropping our price from $249 annually to just $99. That includes access to the entire Strategic Financial Intelligence archives covering everything from precious metals, offshore banking, to cryptocurrencies, and the wildly heralded seminar on the covert agenda that has backed the U.S. dollar for at least 50 years and more. Sign up now at strategicfinancialintelligence.com. That's strategicfinancialintelligence.com.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. And we just covered the financial stats for the day. If you're just plugging in, the Dow up strongly, gold up strongly, Bitcoin up strongly. Everybody's happy. All the investors are happy. And my question was, how come? Is it because the Democrats didn't strengthen their position in the House or the Senate? In fact, the Democrats lost ground in the House. There was talk of Schumer being the majority leader in the Senate. That didn't happen. Well, I think Biden, if you looked at the presidential election right now, I'm talking to you a little after 4 o'clock Pacific time. I think he probably has the edge on this thing. That said, there's a lot of lawsuits flying, and we'll have to see. To be very frank about it, I hope that's not the case, but we'll see. This is a democracy, and we get to elect our national officials, and we're in the process of doing that. Okay. There's one little article I wanted to read you a clip of, which comes from one of the digital currency newsletters, and the title is JP Morgan Dives into Crypto. According to a report from CNBC, JP Morgan has stated that its digital currency, JPM coin is the name of their digital currency, is being used commercially for the first time this week by a large technology client to send payments around the world. This development, along with others, has led JP Morgan to hire over 100 people at its blockchain unit. It has renamed Onyx, ONYX, JP Morgan's blockchain unit. The division will house the JP Morgan crypto-related projects. Now, why do I bother reading that? Because for those of you that follow such things, you know that Jamie, what's his last name? A senior moment. Thank you, my producer, Jamie Dimon. Thank you. Was raging about Bitcoin, I don't know, maybe a year ago, about, it was a non-entity that, he badmouthed it more than I think anybody else. And here he is setting up a unit that's got 100 people in it now dealing with blockchain. So he's had an epiphany on the subject of digital currency, and has got JP Morgan, which is the largest bank in the U.S., by the way. Not that I consider that a recommendation for them, but they are the largest bank in the United States. And they've got in excess, last time I looked, they had in excess of 50 trillion, that's with a T, ladies and gentlemen, dollars worth of derivatives exposure. So I'm not a fan of that bank in terms of banking there, but I just thought it was funny because I remember when Jamie Dimon came out and he took what at the time was a little bit of an unpopular, position among his peers. Bitcoin is worthless, yada, yada, yada. So Jamie has come around. I also want to talk here briefly about a subject that I've been covering for the last couple of weeks, and that is the movement of central banks to digital currencies. I don't want to beat this subject to death, but I think it's important that people understand that this is coming. Cash will be a relic. There is an effort by central banks around the world to remove your bank accounts, remove cash from your bank accounts and replace it with digital currency. And a couple of weeks ago, I talked about a speech given by the president of the Cleveland Fed. And she actually proposed bypassing the banking systems entirely and having people set up bank accounts with the central bank, the Federal Reserve Bank, and that those accounts would then be fed with digital currency. And the liabilities to that are eye-watering because you give your. I think I gave an example when I talked about it, but I'll repeat it just so you can get an idea. Some guy goes in to see the doctor for whatever, and he pays the doctor for some service in digital currency. So we're talking about a digital currency universe. The doctor has the digits in his crypto account or his digital currency account. He uses the money to buy some drugs from a pharmaceutical company. Let's say the pharmaceutical company uses the money to pay their lobbyist in D.C. The lobbyist in D.C. Pays the money to an escort service for a congressman. The escort takes the money, gives it to her plastic surgeon for some new body parts. The plastic surgeon uses the money to buy some cocaine from his dealer. It's supposed to be a little bit funny, and obviously fiction is probably not far from the truth. However, I tell the story because in a digital currency universe, that currency can be followed everywhere it goes. Every zero, every one can be followed. So from the guy going in and paying the doctor all the way to the cocaine dealer, they can watch it. Now, think of yourself and the money that you spend, not for, what I was talking about, but I don't care. Groceries, health care, gasoline, it doesn't matter. The central bank will be able to follow your currencies. Anyway, there was a speech by the president of the Cleveland Fed, some woman whose name escapes me. And I thought, well, that's an anomaly, although she was talking to a crowd of people it was like a Chamber of Commerce event or something like that, public service. So she said it. She was like out there talking about it. And I thought, well, it's an anomaly because the Fed has been kind of backpedaling on this. But a brand new article that I just got last night says that that's not the case. And I'm going to talk to you about that when we come back from the break because they are looking at this. And while Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Fed, is kind of talking a slow walk to digital currencies, this article says something else. So we'll be back in a few seconds and we will discuss this. I'm John Truman Wolfe. Stay with us.
Question: have you ever thought about making an investment in California real estate for the high returns available through trust deeds? As a trusted professional broker, Sun Pacific Mortgage and Real Estate has been helping investors earn high-yield returns on safer investments for over 32 years. Their trust deeds earn upwards of 13%. That's right, 13%. They invest in notes starting from $100,000 throughout all of California, where real estate remains strong. If you want to know more about high return investments through available deeds of trust, go to their website at sunpacificmortgage.com. That's sunpacificmortgage.com, or call them today at 707-523-2099. 707-523-2099. sunpacificmortgage.com, or call them at 707-523-2099.
When you really want Italian food, you have got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, in the enchanted and alluring kingdom of Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you, seekers of good times and great grub. Your prayers have been answered. Columbo's has answered the clarion call by feeding the famished and quenching the insatiable thirst while overlooking Eagle Rock's version of Champs-Élysées, Colorado Boulevard. Yes, it's all there. Fabulous steak and delicious meaty provisions to soothe the savage beast. The finest offerings from the seven seas. Let's not forget Columbo's family Italian recipes, along with the world's greatest meatballs. Need I say more in these topsy-turvy times? It's crucial to your very existence that you savor some semblance of yum-yum by motoring over to Columbo's, that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's Mangia Bene.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the Tax Helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1597. 800-932-1597. 800-932-1597. That's 800-932-1597.
We're back, folks. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, and talking about having digital currency accounts set up with central banks, bypassing banks entirely. As I was saying before the break, the president of the Cleveland Fed made a speech on this subject a few months ago, and I thought it was an anomaly. No, apparently not, because here's an article, and I'll read you some clips of it. Central banks could directly issue their I should back up. This is an article explaining the benefits of having your bank account with the central bank, and not even with the bank, and having it full of digital currencies, which is really, really not good news, because I see this as something that's coming for sure. All right. Central banks could directly issue, get some light on this, could directly issue their digital currencies into users' online wallets without involving banks and other middlemen under some of the proposals being considered. Americans could also potentially hold accounts at the Fed for making transactions using a digital dollar, simplifying the process and lowering the cost of exchanging payments. So they hold out the fact that you can make a few bucks or save a few bucks. Such a system could possibly have helped the government send stimulus money to American households or to aid small businesses faster in recent months. See all these good things that you get by having digital currencies, folks. The story breaks. There's a headline: what other benefits could digital currencies offer? digital currencies are likely to give central banks more insight into the movement of money in the economy. No kidding, Sherlock. They'd be able to look into every bank account in America. This is a nightmare for the Fourth Amendment. And they could follow, I don't know, I'm sure there would be lawsuits, Fourth Amendment lawsuits, because it's the federal government looking into your behavior, how you're spending your money. You go to buy a 6-pack of beer, you get a rejection because you had a 6-pack earlier in the month or something. I'm just obviously making that up, but I don't drink beer anymore. I used to when I was a kid. Makes me sleepy now, but but the central bank can follow every single dollar you spend. Why do you think they're trying to get rid of cash, ladies and gentlemen? They're trying to get rid of cash because they can't follow cash. You can pull cash out of your bank account, stick it under your mattress, send it to wherever. They can't follow it. So they want to be able to control populations. And here you have digital currencies. All right. The widespread use of, here's the big one. The widespread use of electronic payment systems may also aid authorities crack down on money laundering and terrorist financing efforts. Well, I don't have any doubt that bad guys would use digital currencies for nefarious things. I'm sure that's the case. I'm sure that's the case now. But it's not like they didn't use cash for the same things. So, digital currencies could help catch them. I suppose that's true. But the digital currencies that are being used for, money laundering, drug running, etc., are being used, those activities. Let me take a different perspective on it. Those things are being engaged in now with regular currency. So, banks are hammered and caught sending drug company money around the world as we speak. So that's not a reason to give up your Fourth Amendment rights or your privacy to the Central Bank of the United States because they can catch crooks earlier. Catch the crooks. So what do you think, folks? I'll tell you what I think. I think this is a privacy nightmare. Digital currencies issued by central banks could also help improve effectiveness of monetary policy by allowing central banks to charge rates directly on accounts holding the product, bypassing financial markets. This is all a bunch of malarkey. All right, I'll explain why it's malarkey when we come back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Tired of lockdown? Let the reconnect begin. You belong here. Welcome home to the magic of Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California. Check out our new spacious outdoor dining al fresco. Romantic, market lights. It looks like a movie set. Dine under the stars and enjoy our tasty Angelo's and Vinci's pizza, pasta, seafood, chicken, salad dinners, and more. In the cool of the evening, come enjoy our award-winning menu, new wine list, specialty cocktails like our peach Bellini martini, appetizers, and more. Angelo's and Vinci's now open every day from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. for relaxing outdoor dining. No reservations needed. Just come on in for delicious Italian food. Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante, 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton. Call 714-879-4022. We're going to need a lot of pasta to get through this year. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton today.
In this time of global uncertainty, you need sound financial information to keep your investments, your future, as safe as possible. The Strategic Financial Intelligence Newsletter, created by John Truman Wolfe, #1 best-selling author and renowned financial consultant to governments around the world, is your most valuable asset. A monthly goldmine of the vital insight and insider information you need to stay on top. Right now, financial security is critical. That's why, for a limited time, we're dropping our price from $249 annually to just $99. That includes access to the entire Strategic Financial Intelligence archives, covering everything from precious metals, offshore banking, to cryptocurrencies, and the wildly heralded seminar on the covert agenda that has backed the U.S. dollar for at least 50 years and more. Sign up now at strategicfinancialintelligence.com. That's strategicfinancialintelligence.com.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. I was just covering this PR campaign that's now beginning to emerge, promoting having your bank account with central banks, and just making the point that it would be a nightmare for your privacy. And I encourage you, as this thing moves into a legislative perspective, if it does, or your politicians, because it's coming. Trust me, it's coming. I encourage you to do everything you can to oppose it, as privacy will be a thing of the past. In the article I was reading you, there's a paragraph that says, what are the risks? If a new monetary structure designed around digital currencies allows Americans to maintain their savings and current accounts directly with the Fed, commercial banks could lose retail deposits. Oh, really? Which are their most stable source of funding. Because of this, central banks are talking about limiting the scope of the central bank digital currencies, perhaps by imposing a cap on how much money they could be kept in a central bank. This is an effort, a PR effort, to make it sound like it would be quite acceptable. And I encourage you to oppose this, oppose it as it becomes political. It's not political yet, but these are PR news releases that make it sound appealing, and not something that I want. Okay. I now want to talk about gold and the purchasing of gold and the ways to buy gold because I get lots of traffic on this. So let me just cover this because there are ways to purchase gold that you may not be aware of. First of all, there is the quote normal end quote way of calling a gold bullion dealer and buying primarily, gold 1 ounce coins or silver 1 ounce coins. What I'm saying for gold is true for silver. The U.S. mints what they call bullion coins. The U.S. coins are called eagles. Other major countries around the world mint their own national bullion coins. The famous one going back several years is a Krugerrand out of South Africa. Canada does the maple leaf, etc. So ours are called eagles, and you can buy them in 1 ounce sizes and smaller. I will tell you, I use monex.com, monex.com. And in full transparency, I've been using these guys since the late 70s. I've been buying gold and silver from them, which is why I recommend them, because they've been there forever and they're very stable. Recently, this is just a point of transparency, so you're aware of it. They started sending me a little thank you of silver coin or a little silver, a piece of metal, and nothing I asked for, but they started doing it as a thank you, so that's fine. I recommend them. Been recommending them for years prior to this. I'll continue to recommend them whether they send me gold or silver as a thank you for recommending people, but they're good. And I've checked the prices of bullion dealers around the country. I couldn't attest right this minute that they're the lowest in the country, but they're among the lowest. Their prices are very, very reasonable. And bullion dealers do have slightly different prices. They mark up the metals, the coins, in different percentages. So Monex uses a low markup, and I like them. The service is good. I've got a guy down there by the name of Mark, I think, extension 2160. So if you go to Monex.com, monex.com, you get the 800 number. Call it, dial extension 2160, and tell them Bruce sent you. That said, you can get bullion coins from dealers all across the country. I just like Monex because of its stability, but there are all kinds of bullion dealers, and you can and should do your own due diligence and check out I don't know, bullion dealers near you or what have you. Anyway, the point is you can buy these coins now. A point is, and I've always recommended silver over gold in terms of percentages. If I had, $50,000 I was going to invest in precious metals, I would break it down about 70-30. There's no hard one rule here, but I think silver is a much better buy. You get more bang for the buck. And if things get really nasty and we have a financial crisis here, buying groceries or gasoline with the 1 ounce silver coin, which today is maybe around $30, is real different than trying to buy that stuff with a 1 ounce gold coin, which today is around $2,000. Now, here's a point. You can buy fractional gold coins, fractional gold eagles. So you can buy half an eagle, you can buy a quarter of an eagle, and they even have them as low as a tenth of an eagle, which means it would be somewhere in the neighborhood of $200. That's a guess. I haven't shopped 10th eagle gold coins recently, but I'm just taking a tenth of around 2,000. The smaller you break down the bullion coin, the higher the premium. In other words, if you get a half eagle, it's a little more expensive than two of those for a full eagle. A quarter's a little bit more, and a tenth is a little bit more. It's not hugely more expensive, but they're more expensive, and you should know that. All right, we're going to come back in just a moment and talk about the other ways to buy gold besides bullion right after this. Stay with us. I am John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We'll be right back.
How would you like to save up to $500 on your next vacation package? Any vacation package anywhere in the world. Just call Superior Travel and mention the code RADIO and save up to $500. We'll design a custom, fantastic vacation just for you with all the bells and whistles. Not some cookie-cutter vacation, but a unique, all-included vacation customized by one of our exclusive travel experts. And our service is completely free. You pay nothing more. So why waste your time? Let us do it for you. We've got over 100 years of travel experience to help create the perfect trip for you. Call now and learn how to save up to $500 on your next custom vacation. Pick up the phone, call Superior Travel, and use the code word RADIO.
800-570-9631. 800-570-9631. That's 800-570-9631.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. That's 800-378-3212.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. We're talking about different ways to buy gold. I just covered bullion coins, which is the, if you don't have any bullion, any gold or silver bullion, that's what I would do. Buy silver eagles, buy gold eagles from a bullion dealer. Now, moving on, a second way you can invest in gold is to buy shares of gold mining stocks. You can get there are some big players that have major gold mines around the world, and you can buy their stock. It tends to be a little pricey, but that stock generally reflects the price of gold, and we are in a precious metals bull market, as far as I'm concerned, a precious metals bull market. And the other way, or an option, is to buy what are called juniors. These are gold mining companies or gold exploration companies, actually, in most cases, where they have found a mine, they've done some testing, they know there's gold, but they haven't started mining yet. In many cases, they're raising money to complete the mine or dig the mine. It's an expensive proposition, and these gold mining companies that are called referred to as juniors, generally sell for pennies on the dollar up to $1, $2. They're inexpensive. And assuming they get their investments and convert their mine and start producing, the price of the stock goes up very handsomely. You can make some very good money doing this. Now, of course, they could fail. They could, dig the mine and it's not there. Another thing that happens with juniors is that the bigger gold companies will come in and buy them out at a premium, buy their stock. So that's a second way to invest in gold, which is to buy gold mining stocks, juniors. And I recommend, usually 1, 2, sometimes 3 of those things in our newsletter. Strategic Financial Intelligence, strategicfinancialintelligence.com. And I do some research and make recommendations on junior gold and silver mining stocks. As I said, what I said for gold also holds true for silver. So you've got an opportunity to get in, buy some gold mines for gold mining companies for some very inexpensive, very reasonable amounts. I hold several of them, and they're doing well. And all but one is not doing well. I'm not going to get in and beat that one up because I think its future still looks good. But the point being is it's a second way to invest in gold. You can buy your bullion, buy stock in a junior gold mining company, and subscribe to the newsletter, and I'll make some recommendations for you. Now, the third way, which I want to talk about at some length, which most people are not familiar with, are gold royalty companies. These are interesting ways this is an interesting way to invest in gold, because here's what these companies are. They are essentially bankers to miners. So they find a gold or silver mine or both. Usually these mines have got all kinds of minerals in them. Besides the main gold or silver, they usually have all kinds of minerals. But so they have, presumably expert geologists. They find gold exploration companies that look very promising. And what do? They lend the gold mining company money. They provide money for them. They're basically like a bank for, junior mining companies or others. They're not just juniors, but they lend money to the big ones as well. Here's from an article just for a definition: gold royalty and streaming companies, and I'll explain the difference between royalties and streaming. Gold royalty and streaming companies are essentially mine financing entities that sell shares to investors. So that's cool. Royalty companies provide money to gold and silver mining companies to help pay for explanation or capital costs. You could view a gold royalty company as a private banker to gold mining companies. Okay, cool. So they lend the money. Do they charge interest? No. Instead of charging gold mining companies an interest rate on the money, they provide gold royalty companies receive one of 2 types of royalty payments. The first scenario, a gold royalty company will finance an exploration program and receive a royalty on every future sales that come from the discovery. So there they get a piece of the revenue. And that is that's the first way that they do it. Gold royalty company financing gold exploration for a piece of the revenue. Now, there's a second way this gets done, and we'll talk about that when we come back. And I'll ask our producer, Mike, to throw up the graph that he has, and we'll talk about gold streaming companies when we come back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, and we'll be back.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 888-912-1332. 888-912-1332. 888-912-1332. Call right now. 888-912-1332.
For the getaway of your dreams, come to Hawaii's Playground, Ka'anapali Beach Resort, on the fun side of Maui, where the world comes to play. Find your spot on Ka'anapali Beach with 3 miles of white sand, 12 resort properties, 2 golf courses, and 2 shopping centers. Enjoy the playground of Hawaii's ancient royalty. Ka'anapali Beach Resort is Hawaii's original master planned destination resort and home of the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. With views of 2 neighboring islands, you can breathe in the land's natural beauty from your favorite resort or golf fairway. Come experience Ka'anapali's own special brand of Hawaiian hospitality with world-class dining, relaxing resorts, water sports, and activities of every kind. For romantic, family, and great friend getaways, discover the options of Ka'anapali Beach Resort, where the world comes to play. Plan your getaway today. Visit Ka'anapaliResort.com. That's KAANAPALI Resort.com. Question: have you ever thought about making an investment in California real estate for the high returns available through trust deeds? As a trusted professional broker, Sun Pacific Mortgage and Real Estate has been helping investors earn high-yield returns on safer investments for over 32 years. Their trust deeds earn upwards of 13%. That's right, 13%. They invest in notes starting from $100,000 throughout all of California, where real estate remains strong. If you want to know more about high-return investments through available deeds of trust, go to their website at sunpacificmortgage.com. That's sunpacificmortgage.com, or call them today at 707-523-2099. 707-523-2099. sunpacificmortgage.com, or call them at 707-523-2099.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is a John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. I was covering before the break the different ways to buy gold or silver. One is to buy bullion coins through a dealer. A second way is to buy mining stocks, gold mining stocks, particularly junior gold mining stocks, which can offer some healthy returns. It's also risky. This is mining, but it's a way to stick your toes into the gold world at a reasonably inexpensive cost. The third way is gold royalty companies. These are companies that provide money, cash, like a banker, to a gold or silver mining company, and they get paid not by interest, but either by a percent of the income from the gold or silver mining sale of gold and silver, they have what's called streaming. And let me read to you how this works, because this is kind of cool. In the second scenario, a gold royalty company will help finance the construction of the mine. This is very labor intensive and takes a lot of money. The company will receive a royalty payment called a stream for either a certain number of ounces of gold per year or a certain percentage of ounces produced on an annual basis. We've got a graph up for those of you that are watching our feed, and you'll see there one of the major silver mining royalty companies, and you can see its graph. Under this agreement, a royalty company might be able to buy streams of gold at 75% discount of the current price. While this is a big discount, it's the easiest way for the gold mining company to repay the gold royalty company. It's also a great way for gold royalty companies to earn solid income. So they will have make the loan and then say, okay, good, we'll buy ounces of gold that you mine for a 75% discount from the going price of gold. Gold mining companies currently doing streaming will buy ounces of gold for, say, $400, up to a 75% discount on the price of gold. And what do you get? You get, gold at $400 an ounce, and gold is currently selling at $1947. So there's huge profit there. And these gold and silver royalty companies will have several gold mines or silver mines that they have financed. If you look at the graph there, that's a graph of the Wheaton Company. They're actually called the Wheaton Company. They used to be called Silver Wheaton. But they've got, hang on, let me get the number here. They've got like 20 or 30 different gold and silver mines that they finance. It's not just one. So take a look at Wheaton. I think this is an interesting way to invest in precious metals. This coming newsletter will cover that. And you'll be able to see which one of these gold mining companies might be good for your investment portfolio at strategicfinancialintelligence.com. Strategicfinancialintelligence.com. And we will be making recommendations on some gold mining companies in the next issue. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, and we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.